So we've whittled 40 teams down to 20 as we enter the round 4 of the Westfield FFA Cup draw here in the Brisbane Zone. Just the breakup of those 20 teams before we actually get into the draw. We have 10 teams from the Flight Centre Premier League remaining, 7 teams from Capital 1, 2 teams from Capital 2, and still representing Capital 3 is Virginia making another deep run in the Cup. So that'll get us to 10 teams at the end of this round. And then we throw in the 6 PS4 NPL Queensland Greater Brisbane clubs, and we'll go on from there in round 5. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's go to round 4 first. I've got Alan Eadie looking over my shoulder, as difficult as it is, just to adjudicate if we run into any issues. So, with no further ado, here is the first team out. And that team is Mitchelton. And their opponent in round 4 will be Wolves FC. So Wolves making the trip over to Terrelba Park for that one. Second tie is Ipswich Knights, and their opponents will be fellow Flight Centre Premier League club Logan FC. Third tie up, we have Capital 1's Souths United, and they'll be at home against, and I demoted them last time, but I'll make sure I get it right this time, Capital 2's Acacia Ridge. Next tie up, we have Eastern Suburbs at home at Heath Park, and their opponent will be Albany Creek, another All Flight Centre Premier League matchup. Next tie, the reigning premiers, Lions FC, and they'll have a visit from Holland Park Hawks. Tasty tie, that one. Those two sides have already met. The only side to have defeated Lions so far in the Flight Centre Premier League this year. Capital 3's Virginia United will have a home tie, who will be travelling down to Albert Bishop Park. It will be Capital 1 Pine Rivers United. A couple of draws still to go. Next one up, Southside Eagles at home. And they'll be taking on Pine Hills. So if I can count correctly, got about 3 ties here still to draw. Peninsula Power at home. And making the trip down to AJ Kelly Park will be Capella Bar. 9th tie, almost had the gist of the Kinder Surprise. Capital 1's Moggle at home. And they'll be up against fellow Capital 1 club side in Centenary Stormers. So the last tie, this team will be at home. It'll be Roachdale Rovers down at Underwood Park. And the last team out, these two teams actually met last year in the Cup, Grange Thistle, making the trip down to Underwood Park. So that's the draw, the 10 ties for round 4 of the Westfield FFA Cup game, scheduled to be played from the 29th of March to the 6th of April, but given rain in recent weeks, that window might be pushed out a bit. So they're the 10 ties. Let's see who progresses through to round 5.